the process of intentionally ending one's life either due to terminal illness or any other incurable condition. It is usually done to relieve one's from pain and suffering. It is also termed as mercy killing. The right to die with dignity and the concept of euthanasia are topics that have sparked intense debate in Indian society, especially because it touches issues such as ethics, law, religion, and even personal freedom. In a diverse country like ours, where people have different beliefs and views, it is important to listen and debate on them to come to a conclusion. And this brings us to the topic of our debate. Should euthanasia, the right to die with dignity, be legalized in our country, India? We will be presenting arguments for and against the topic. Thank you.
India being a country that celebrates freedom of choice in all aspects of life like career, marriage, religion, etc., why should death be the one area where personal choice is denied? Medicine's whole purpose is to relieve a person from its suffering, but by denying euthanasia, it forces them to endure prolonged agony, contradicting its own mission. Prolonging a terminal patient's life can place an immense financial and emotional burden on their families, often leaving them in a debt while the person suffers. I believe that life is more than just breathing. So by reducing a person's existence to dependence, pain and loss of self-respect, I believe that it is not truly ethical. While Karnataka hasn't passed a state-specific euthanasia law, it has taken significant steps in implementing a passive euthanasia legalized by the Supreme Court in 2018, indicating the growing social acceptance of euthanasia.
Legalizing euthanasia in our country would be a very slippery slope, as there are many concerns that come into play. One of the main concerns is who is to decide and what factors do contribute to decide how ill or how much pain a person should go through to get access to it. Since pain and suffering is a very subjective thing, and we can't decide in a very quantifying manner how much it should be. Legalized for, let's say, terminally ill patients, people with other concerns like psychological disorders would also want it, and people with anxiety and depression, instead of taking medical care, would opt for ending their life with dignity. And this would lead to a question of how important or how valuable human life actually is. Euthanasia could lead to its exploitation by individuals or families under economic or societal pressure. People who are ill or elderly might, even though they take that decision out of compassion, it could be manipulated by selfish motives, and just to opt out of that financial burden or societal burden, they would opt for this. In countries like Belgium, there have already been cases of 4 minors who have opted for euthanasia. In India and many other countries, the legal age for consent in itself is 18. If we know that children are not mature enough to consent legally before the age of 18, then how can we make sure that they're informed enough to choose to make such an important decision of ending their life or not?
In conclusion, the legalization of euthanasia in India presents significant ethical, social and legal challenges. While it may seem like a compassionate solution for those who are suffering from terminal illnesses, it risks being misused, potentially leading to coercion, exploitation, and a devaluation of human life. The Indian government should consider all the loopholes and fix them if chosen to implement.